What was one of the craziest foods you had on your mission?
Well, luckily a lot of it's good, but probably the craziest is going to be squid or octopus, just because they leave the suction cups on there. So like you taste suction cups on your tongue. Awkward.
What was one of the craziest or most dangerous experiences you had?
Craziest or most experience? Well, the Italians are really great drivers, but if you're ever driving a car, you have to know how to drive with them, or else you'll get into really big accidents. What happened with me? So it was just, it's scary to drive if you have to drive, but you just have to make sure that you got it nailed down. So
Awesome. What was one of the most spiritual experiences you had, or a time you felt the spirit strongly?
probably the time I felt the spirit the most was when you really finally made the connection with an Italian convert. I think it was just because it just takes such a long process. A lot of the times, just because of like the culture, you get it, and it's just for me, it was just that was it. That was amazing for me.
Any funny language mistake that you made or the missionary made?
Well, one of the funny ones is that so scorreggiare and scoraggiare. So they sound so similar, but one means disappointed and one means flatulence. So some of the time, I think I had a companion who was telling an investigator, "We are so disappointed that you didn't read the Book of Mormon," and but it came out as like, "We are so filled with gas," because you didn't read. But it was just really funny. So, but it's just one letter different, so it sounds almost similar.
What was the greatest life lesson you learned?
Greatest life lesson I learned is that I have a life, and that sounds bad, but like in the sense that we have to do so much more than what we initially think we are set to do. You have to think further and beyond than what you think you can, because you are capable of doing it. It just requires you to act. So,
What was one of the greatest skills you gained as a missionary?
as a missionary, relationship building. A lot of people miss how to communicate with people, and if you nail it on your mission, even if you're shy or you can't do it, you'll have the perfect opportunity. There is nothing else that exists that will help you build such amazing relationships. That makes all the difference in the world a lot of the times. So,
Awesome. Most extreme weather.
um, luckily, there isn't very much extreme weather in Italy. You're going to get mild winters, and you're going to get, depending on where you're at in Italy, you might get a little hotter, but as far as like extremes, it doesn't really snow that much. It does a little bit. For the most part, you're going to be actually pretty good, pretty good.
What is one of the hardest things you experienced or went through?
Probably one of the hardest things. Oh, I don't know. I mean, a mission's hard, but I don't think. I mean, it comes reciprocated with an immense amount of blessings that you forget how hard it is. To be honest, I don't think I can answer that one. I don't think there is something that, for me personally, that was just super hard. I mean, it was just knowing it was hard, but that's just how it is. But there's so much good at the same time that I forget that it's actually kind of a hard thing to do.
Awesome. Best advice you could give to a missionary just heading out?
We have to sometime. I don't know. I wish that we could just be more comfortable with knowing that you really want to go out. If there was any kind of way you could modify it so that you would be so comfortable in telling someone that you need to tell that you just are not ready to go out, do it. That's probably the best thing. Like, looking back, like with companions or other friends that I've known, even myself, where like it's not necessarily anything bad. It's just, really knowing what you're getting into. Take the time. Like, it means that much. So, yeah.
And finally, the best advice you could give to a return missionary who just got home?
Join the Italian Facebook group. No. Probably the best advice. Again, I don't. I think this one ends up being blurred by any boundary of mission that you serve in. You have to live up to what you served in your mission. Hopefully you set the bar high enough where your life, you're trying to get to that same spiritual high that you were on your mission, because then, I mean, you'll know that you'll be not only in the groove spiritually, but the same thing, it'll be reciprocated in your physical actions as far as like your career and stuff like that. So